Good evening, greetings. This is salutations. Actually, it's morning. Good morning. It's the morning after the final episode of Love Island season 8, the finale. Um, Congratulations to Trinity and Bryce. But I did go back because I remember that there was a statement that was made. For one, I went back to watch Carl and Aniya's dinner again because I don't feel like I said in my last video, I didn't give Love Island their props enough for that date. They did their big one on that date. They spent all the money from the budget for the dates that they didn't send nobody on. They spent it all on Aniya's date. She had lights, she had chandeliers, she had flowers. The flowers alone had to have cost at least 20 grand on the flowers, because I know how expensive flowers are. It was at least 20 grand on those flowers. I mean, they had the fruit, they had they had a book with a handmade artist handwritten book, and then they had the pages aged in the book, and they told her entire story um, in that book, and it was just incredible. They really did their big one, and I felt like I didn't give them enough credit in my last video because I went back and watched it again, and I would dog if I didn't almost tear up again, and I'm not a crier, and I almost teared up again watching that thing. They really made sure that they gave her that fairy tale that she came in asking for, and she paid for it in blood and tears. But they really did give her that fairy tale, and I was glad to see her get that. And she also got a prince. They gave her a prince as well, and so I just wanted to give them their props. And if there is, like, I know Ariana has been nominated for an Emmy. I feel like the show should be nominated for an Emmy because they really did. Because at the end of the day, like in my first video for the season, I said that what we come here looking for, we come here looking for a fairy tale. We come here looking for a love story. And that's what we, as the audience, that's what we want to see. We want to see happily ever after for these women. And they did give us that. Two of them were really stellar, happy endings. And they did that. And yeah, I didn't give them enough credit. And also, when I watched this episode last night, I could swore, I know I did, because I saw another content creator mention it, that Trinity was sitting down with Melanie, with Kada, and Aniya, and Trinity said that what a big thing that it was that there was 4 black women in the final contestants, that there was 4 black women made it to the finals. And I was like, I didn't realize that Melanie identified as black, because I thought she was just, Latino, wherever she's from, and or Hispanic, whichever one she fits into. And so, but I saw Melanie like nodding her head when Trinity said that. And I went back and rewatched it because I was going to rewatch their date, and I could not find that statement anywhere in there. And so I think they may have taken it out because Melanie is actually not black. I said, is she Afro-Latino or what? And so I feel like they may have gone back and taken that out. But I could have swore that Trinity was sitting down with those girls. I thought they were in Say Less when she said it. And I felt like when it was said, I felt like it was something that was prompted to be said by production. Because, as you know, on Aftersun, Casey and TT have their phones back. And TT fixed her mouth to repeat what some of the KC defenders have been saying, is that they did this to him because he's a black man. They don't like black men on this show. They're trying to villainize black love, and they don't want us to have black love. And that's what their fan base has been saying. And TT got out and parroted it and said that they're doing this to KC because he's a black man. And I felt like when Trinity made that statement that there were 4 black women in the final 4, I felt like that was a rebuttal to that statement, because they're going to look dumb, when they come back and say all this rhetoric. Now, Casey himself has not opened his mouth and tried to walk back his apology, but I feel like by the time they get to reunion, he will walk that apology back. And then also, and he's going to be saying at that reunion that he didn't do anything wrong. He was true to himself. That's what he's going to be saying by the time he gets to that reunion. Because like I said, he was never sorry. He was only sorry about how he looked on the camera. His apology was never genuine. I believe production wrote that final apology. But he knew in that moment that he had lost that money because he knew he was going to lose the audience once they saw him talking like that. I don't know why he thought he wasn't being recorded at all times, but yeah, he played himself. And so they're going to try to make it look like it was the system against the black man, which is then going to hurt their chances of being on, future Peacock shows. But Casey himself has not said it, so he really can't be pinned to the cross about it. TT is the one that's saying it, which is why he needs her. That's her function, is to fight for him and to say things that he can't say or he don't want to say. So, or ain't gonna say. So, I did notice that, but I see that statement has been removed, probably because Melanie is not black. She's not black. I think she's, what is she, Dominican? Is she Dominican? I forgot. It doesn't matter. Not to me anyway. But the thing is that Final Four is the most diverse Final Four that Love Island has ever had. They had, in my opinion, 2 Latinos. They had 2 full-blooded black women, a biracial Haitian woman, and they had an Asian and a white man, biracial, and they had Zach, who's Greek, and Bryce, a white man. And, that's the most diverse Final Four they've ever had. So if they're going to try to play the race card, it's really not going to fly. But they have been trying to rewrite history ever since they've been here. TT sitting up there on Aftersun talking about something. Them coming at me, talking about with Aniya and Kata and Trinity coming at me. They didn't come at you. You inserted yourself when they was coming at KC, their fellow Islander. You had nothing to do with nothing. And even when you inserted yourself, they said, "No shade, baby, we're not talking to you." And they kept telling you, "We're not talking to you," but you insisted, "No, I'm talking to you." She insisted on being in the moment. And now she's trying to sit there and rewrite history and say, with them coming for me, they never came for her. And so she's going to try to do this because she's not even smart. If she'd play it sweet, then she could get some brand deals. She can get, like I saw, they had a True Religion brand deal that I saw the girls from last season were in there not too long ago. A year later, they still got brand deals. But if she makes herself the villain and the bad guy, the brands are not going to want her and Casey. And she's not smart enough to see that. And, Casey hasn't yet shown that he's not smart enough to see that. It's not all the way over yet. You don't have to ruin it for yourself. It's not all the way over. But they don't want to play it sweet. They are sore losers. The Casey defenders are sore losers. Somebody blocked me. I did go to this guy's page to gloat. I went to his page to gloat. I told him, "Your boy lost." You a sore loser. Because he was crying, talking about he wasn't going to review the show no more and all this stuff. So I went in there, he blocked me. I went in there to gloat and rub his face, and then I put in a hashtag Carnaya. Okay, I'm going to have to stop the pettiness. I am going to stop the pettiness because I don't usually lean into the pettiness. Now, I do have a petty streak in me, but I don't usually lean into the pettiness. But yeah, I definitely wanted to come back and give Love Island their flowers for that date for Aniya. Their date was better than the winning couple's date. But I already knew, because when they bring up the fireworks and the flamethrowers and all those guys, that's the winning couple. They only use the fire on the winning couple. So, but my favorite date was Carl and Aniya's, and that was epic. It was beautiful. It's the best one I've ever seen on any Love Island. That's the best final date I've ever seen, was that one for her. And I think they were, making up for everything that she went through in that season. And that's it. And I'm sure that as more drama unfolds and more things come out, like Kinsey finding out that Corbin wasn't the one that said throw Kinsey out the window, it was Casey. She found that out. And then she's also recognizing that she was given the villain edit and that Casey was given the villain edit. And so far, they seem like they're cool about it. But as time goes on, there's going to be more drama. And so if there's more drama in between now and their reunion, I will cover it and give a few tidbits about it. But yeah, I think overall it was a good season. If I had to rate this season on a 1 to 10 scale after that final date, I'll give it the season a 7 overall. On a 1 to 10 scale, 10 being best, I'll give the season a 7. But like I said in my last video, they got things to work on and things to improve if they want a better season. Um, yeah, that's it. Let me know what you think below. And let me know, was I dreaming or tripping? And Trinity didn't say it was 4 black women in the final four. I'm pretty sure Trinity said that. But they may have removed it because it wasn't accurate. Because I don't think Melanie is ever identified as anything other than Latino. And I don't know why she wouldn't have corrected Trinity at the time. She should have said, well, wait a minute. I'm a woman of color, but not black. but so yeah. With that being said, I mean, congratulations to the final four, and I look forward to seeing them when they start making their interview rounds and hearing them with their side. Hopefully, I hope Aniya act just like her mama and don't pay Casey dust. Do not mention her name. They're gonna bring his name up. Do not mention his name. And I know Aniya, she's not gonna say one negative word. He's gonna be the only one. Him and Titi gonna be the only ones trying to throw dirt on her name. He's already on Aftersun calling her fragile, and she was exhausting him. And I believe that he felt that way. I do believe that. And, you know, I'll be honest to admit that Nike got on my nerve at one point with always asking him. Because, I mean, it was like at least three times that she accused him of, you know, using her as a placeholder and not wanting him to explore. When you have to at some point accept that that's what he's going to do. And don't upset yourself about it. But again, she's 23. And so when you're 23, stuff that's a big deal is not a big deal when you're out my age. Because I'm in my 50s now. So when you my age, stuff that was a big deal at 20s, you could care less about. And you wonder why you ever thought it was a big deal anyway. So anyway, but that's it. So comment below, subscribe, hit the like button, all of the above, drop a little bar, all that. And y'all have sweet dreams. And I will check you out later.